Hi, everyone. This is Roger Winter. I am your child's calculus teacher for this year. I teach Calculus BC. I'll walk you through a little bit like what that entails and what is actually Calculus BC here in a little bit. But should you need to contact me, my email down below here is rawinter@episd.org. Um, I also do have a web page that I use. It's rawinter.weebly.com. Weebly spelled Weebly. It is linked to the school web pages, so if you don't remember that, you can look through the school web page, and I'm pretty easy to find. Right now, I'm not using that so much because we're using mostly Schoology during the times of the virtual learning and stuff like that. But that's kind of my backup in case Schoology crashes. The kids can go there and get whatever materials they need. Once we're back in school face to face, it is something I'll use a lot more. So let's get into this. Uh, First thing I want to talk about is the AP Calculus BC exam itself. Like, what is it? What do I need to know? What things like that. You will be hearing information from the teachers and maybe from Mrs. Simpson about, signing up for the exam, paying for the exams and all that. Mrs. Simpson is our college readiness coordinator. That's something that'll happen at a later date, but I can tell you that our exam will be on a Tuesday. It's May 4th. It's at 8 a.m. Again, our college readiness coordinator will probably want the kids there earlier, like 7:30 or so, but to get set up and everything. But the exam itself, 60% is calculus AB material, 14% of it, or 40%, excuse me, is Cal BC material. Cal AB in a nutshell is like Calculus 1. Cal BC is more the Calculus 2 concepts. And by taking this, if you take all 100%, the AB plus the BC, and add it together, they take the whole exam. That determines whether they get credit for the Cal BC exam or basically the equivalent of College Cal 2. And then what's cool about it is you don't have to pay for two exams on it, but yet you can get two different college courses of credit. There's something called an AB subscore, which means they basically separate that 60% that's just the Cal 1, Cal AB material, and they grade just that separately in addition to the whole thing. And you can actually get both a score for Cal AB and BC. So 2 credits, 1 class, kind of a good deal. Again, that will take place early May. Uh, Grading in class, again, we follow the district guidelines here. Daily work, which the district calls content engagement, is 20%. That's like classwork, things we do in class, maybe homeworks, things like that. Formative assessments, which is the content understanding, that's more like quizzes, things of that nature. And then summative assessments, in the grade book, it'll call it content mastery. That is your exams and such of that nature. Stuff that is a little bit more challenging, that counts 40%. So let's take a look at some other aspects of the course. A material I use, I have a folder here on my desktop where it's pretty much a lot of things I created. It's a lot. Different PDFs, different documents I've created. Some things I share with that other teachers and I share. But Cal AB, the lessons, basically they're coming from like 5 different places. There's limits, derivative basics, the techniques of differentiation, applications, and then we're going to talk about integration as well. My lessons, again, each one has certain different things in it. I try to make them so that they're engaging, and also to where the kids see multiple representations, they see equations, they see graphs. Pretty much I try to make it to where they see stuff similar to what they're going to see on their actual AP exam. I have another complete folder of gosh, I don't even know how many different things in here, but it's I just call it calculus stuff. In that, what I like to do is I do things called Nerds Nights, which it's after school, maybe an hour, whatever it may be, maybe 45 minutes, whatever it takes, to where, again, a lot of lesson and content creation here. That's kind of my specialty. It's what I do, to where I may take, and I'll just pull up one thing right here. Let me find, oh, I don't know. Let's go with like function analysis. That's always a good one. But it's where I pull up stuff that's, again, similar to getting them to think in terms of how they have to think, and as far as for their AP exam, graphs, equations, multiple choice, free response, all that kind of stuff. So that's like mini tutoring. We do that way. And again, it is content that I do not usually go over, or I do not use this material in class. It's the same content, but just differently worded, differently written material, so they have more practice should they need it. I also do have in my folders, I have the AP exams, pretty much everything they've given out or released. I have those. I will use some of those on exams and in reviews and in classroom activities and stuff like that. We use those quite a bit so that they're actually seeing the real thing. And free response questions, going back as far as you want, all the way back to like the 1980s, but here's just most of the recent ones. So I want them to see the kind of problems they're going to experience before they ever hit them. So I want them experienced in what are they going to look like, and then just really, really working on those skills as to how do we justify, how do we explain. So it's not necessarily just about doing the math, it's about justifying the math, explaining the math, and things of that nature. So I try to keep it to where it's really, really more about thinking than it is just doing. So I want to really strengthen the kids' thought processes. This is our Schoology page. Let me go back. This is something you're going to want to talk with your child about. But if you go in here, the class that your students are in right now is this Cal AB AP, and this part 1 right here. This is something you can have your child, your son or your daughter, help you get into. I've created a folder in the top of this, which is basically a parent folder for the conferences. If you're curious as to what exact content is being taught, if you're, a math nerd such as myself, and that's a passion of yours, and you want to know what we're actually teaching, this is my scope and sequence, all the material from the Cal AB, and then all the material that is specific to the BC, that's in there. If you wish to schedule an individual conference with me, click on this link right here, and it's pretty simple to do. I know some parents have already done so. You click right here on this little link right there, Mr. Winter Schedule for Conferences. It's going to take you to here. Now, what you're going to want to do here is this. It's going to be virtual. It'll be scheduled through Zoom. I would take this little guy right here, do like a copy and a paste, and then copy that and then paste it into like a web address up here, and then that'll send you into my Zoom meeting. Now, as far as to schedule a time, because I want to make sure that these are private and that only information about your child in particular is discussed. There is no reason for us to talk about any other students, so that's not going to happen. So if you want to schedule a time for your own individual conference with me, just go here and click on the 23rd. And I had times up here from 3 o'clock until 6. Apparently, some of them have already been taken. So let's say you want to meet with me at 3:30. Just click on there, confirm, and it'll take you to a link where you put in your name and stuff like that. And it basically reserves that time for you, because on that Wednesday, I'm going to actually go through and, print this list as to who's scheduled when. And then that way I know who to let into like the Zoom meetings and such like that. So what'll happen is, let's say I'm meeting with someone at 3:25 and it's not quite your time yet, and you go ahead and log into this Zoom address right here. It'll put you in a waiting room, and then when I'm done with that parent and it's your time when it's 3:30, then I'll let you in via the waiting room. Kind of like what I do with the kids in class. They arrive, and then I admit them one by one and take attendance that way. So That's what you need to do to get a conference with me. Most people are doing 10-minute conferences. I'm doing 5 because the way it's set up, you only get to see about 15 parents. And I know probably more of you want to talk to me than that. So these are shorter. If you want more than that time span, I mean, I suppose you could sign up for 2 or contact me again at rawinter at episd.org, my email. And if you want to set up something outside of the normal conferences, just to talk, I can give you a Zoom meeting and we can talk for however long you need to, whatever questions you guys have to ask. So the other thing that I'm putting in that folder, I am going to put a link to this video in there as well, but you guys won't need it since you already see it. But the school does have a sign-in sheet that they want you guys to do. So that's this link right here. If you click on it and then click on this conference sign-in, it'll take you to, I'm guessing like a Google form or whatever this may be, whatever particular software this may be or form. It'll ask you some questions like what is your name, your student's name, what grade your student's in, a preferred email you have. I want to make sure that if we do need to contact you that I can. And then basically type in the name of who you're meeting with. So they want to keep track of, you know, who you're coming to see and things like that. So basically we're looking to get some information about you, and then also to see, is this virtual format working? You know, what can we do to tweak it and make it better? So there's that. So that's in the parent folder. This is all stuff for you. As far as what your child sees, I'll just go ahead and take, well, here's what we're doing right now in week 6. I put a calendar in there. I just create it on Word and make a PDF out of it. It has our Zoom meetings, like what is the ID and the passcode to get in. And I just kind of walk through what we're doing day by day throughout the week so that your child will know what to do when we're meeting and things like that. Try and avoid a lot of confusion. Any assignments they have, things of this nature. I do post, lesson videos. I haven't posted one yet here for this week, but I will. Your students do have a quiz coming up on Friday. There's nothing in there now, but there will be on Friday. So it's over differentiation. As far as let me show you another week where we did do some videos. It's like right here. So these were lessons we did on product rule, quotient rule, definition or derivative techniques using trig. So I put that in there just to give them another resource, something they can look through and hopefully get a little bit of basic idea. I like doing what's called flipped instruction, to where the students watch the video and get kind of a basic understanding, so that whatever time we do have in class can be spent, working on whatever questions the students may have. And we can do a lot of discussion and really get into the what makes the math tick kind of a thing, and really get that deeper level of understanding. So I know one thing you're probably worried about too, tutoring, how does that work? Normally when we're face-to-face, I am available for tutoring before school, after school. I've had kids come in and eat lunch in my room while I tutor. I am pretty much available whenever needed. But in the times right now, typically I like to, after I'll dismiss a class, say we meet for like 45 minutes or whatever like that, 50 minutes, I'll usually stay online, and kids that want to stay and do tutoring and stuff like that with me, I usually do that. So I'm hoping I answered some of your questions, and please feel free to contact me. Please sign up and, schedule a conference. I would love to talk to you face to face and get to know the person behind the student, the parent behind the student. Have a great evening. Bye.